Hello and thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. Glad you made it. Today I wanted to dig in a little deeper on the dollars and cents of dependency indemnity compensation. How does it work? It's not just a flat rate. It's not just here's your monthly check and it's the same for everybody. Okay, there's some really important pieces here that I wanted to go over with you. And so here I am again, sitting down, and I'm going to read a little bit off of the computer screen, which I don't really enjoy, but I'm going to do that for everybody so that way we can make sure we hit all these points. I'm also going to make sure that I copy and paste this into the description below. Please hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all of that good stuff, because all that really does is help spread the word to more of us. And that is really the missing key, right? So if you're watching this and you don't know all of this information, it's vital that you share it with people. And even if just hitting the thumbs up and subscribing is all you do, in a sense, you are sharing it because it's helping to push it further into the YouTube space, right? So with that, let's get into it. So dependency indemnity compensation, I just did a video that I pushed out this morning on it, and I'm going to do this follow-up one right now and get it up as well to dive into the numbers. The qualifiers are in that first one. This video is going to be about the dollars, right? The how much it is and how that breaks down. So with that, when a surviving spouse qualifies and is eligible for dependency indemnity compensation, and they file for it and they get awarded it, there's different levels of pay. The first is the basic monthly payment rate. That basic monthly payment rate is $1,562.74. $1,562.74. That's the basic rate. Then there's a bunch of add-ons for different reasons. Here, the first one, if the veteran who passed away was rated at 100%, okay, not permanent and total, okay, just total, 100%, okay. This means that they are receiving the 100% payment, and in fact, it includes individual unemployability, which means that a veteran could be, 70% rated, let's say, and they're getting paid out at the 100% payment rate due to unemployability. That qualifies as well. So there's a provision in the Dependency and Indemnity Compensation, DIC, that says if the veteran who passed away was being paid at 100% pay for 8 years and you were married that entire 8 years, so that's a caveat there, you had to have been married to the veteran for at least 8 years, and that veteran had to have been paid at the 100% rate for at least 8 years. That those have to correspond. It's called the 8-year provision. And what happens with that is, in addition to the $1,562.74, the VA will add on an additional $331.84. That's huge. So now that's taking you up, to the $1,900 mark. Now, the next one, if you, as the spouse, have a disability and need help with regular daily activities like eating, bathing, and so forth, you could qualify for aid and attendance at $387.15 per month. Let's say that you're housebound. You can't leave your house due to a disability. There is a housebound allowance. That housebound allowance is $181.37. Now, let's say that you have dependent children living with you. If you have one or more children, who are under 18 years of age, they are your dependents, you could qualify for a couple different things. One is something called transitional benefit. So the VA recognizes that it's horrific when a veteran passes away and a spouse is left behind, especially with children, right? So there's a transitional benefit that comes into play for the first 2 years after the death, after this DIC is awarded, the Dependency Indemnity Compensation. And it's really for the first 2 years after the veteran's death. And it's an additional $332 that's added for the first 2 years after the veteran's death to, just help with any other expenses. In addition, there's also the apportionment rate from the dependency indemnity compensation, which will pay out an additional $387.15 for each eligible dependent child. So there's a lot of, like I said, add-ons for different reasons into the dependency indemnity compensation dollar figure calculations. Here's an example, and this is the example that I'll also put in the description below. And again, if you didn't hit like and you're still here, please hit like. Helps to spread the word further and enlighten more, in this case, spouses, and ideally veterans who can then share this information with their spouses. So an example would be a veteran passes away, and right away the spouse knows, ideally, to go to the VA or an accredited veteran rep to be able to apply for DIC. They do, and they get the monthly rate at $1,562.74. They have 2 children, so the first child gets $387.15. The second under 18-year-old child gets an additional $387.15. Then let's say that they were married for 8 years or 10 years. They were married for 10 years and the veteran got their 100%, and they've had that for at least 8 years. So that covers that 8-year provision, right? So the 8-year provision is an additional $331.84. And let's say that the spouse needs some care due to some sort of ailment that they have. They could receive the aid in attendance, which is an additional $387.15. And because this is right after the veteran's death and they have children, there is that 2-year provision that falls into play of an additional $332. So for the first 2 years, the spouse would receive $3,388.03 of tax-free benefit. So again, $3,388.03. So very substantial. And then in addition to that, the spouse would need to be looking at Social Security benefits. From the veteran who passed away, there could be some funding there as well. In addition, or an additional kind of add-on to the example would be after the 2-year period, you lose the $332 per month bump for the first 2 years, and that would reduce the monthly payment to $3,056.03. Now remember, COLA does affect these rates, so provided that there's a COLA next year or in the years to come, which there's always the cost of living adjustments that need to happen. You just don't know how much they'll be. You should see rises in those numbers. So these numbers that I gave you were effective as of last month, December 1st, 2022, and here we are in January 2023. So with that, I'll go ahead and conclude it. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.